Welcome back to LindaZ's Thursday morning video. I came back to continue my project with my Soul Blossom blouse. And so I found some create a pattern, and that is this white fabric right here. And so I have started creating my pattern pieces with this fabric, create a pattern, just so that I don't have to cut into the paper of my original pattern. And I know some of you are probably super brave and you are willing to cut on the paper and just put this on your fabric, and that's great. And I'm not one of you. So I just know that one day I might go back and need to make this in a different size. I really like this blouse pattern. I think it's going to be great. So if I want to make it again, and actually I change sizes maybe one day, I'll be able to then create this with my create a pattern in different sizes. So basically what I've gone ahead and done is traced around the size that I wanted for myself. And then what they want you to do is also using a marking pen. So I've got here a friction erasable, that's an erasable pen, but I actually would have preferred a permanent pen. So you can use any kind of a permanent pen and trace around the size that you want, and then trim around that. But before you trim, you do want to draw all of the markings that were on the actual pattern. And then also you want to probably, if you're going to start doing garments a lot, sewing garments a lot, these pieces, they really do look a lot alike. So you want to actually put the name of the pattern, write it on there, and then write which piece it is, how many you need to cut out, and whether it's on a fold or not. That's also a line that you want to draw on there. The grain line, of course, is important because that is going to be how you put this pattern down on the fabric that you will cut out for creating the blouse. And then you have your, on the front piece here, you have your dart line. I've gone ahead and done that already. So I chose the dart line for the size that I want, and I've gone ahead and drawn that. And then it's front cut one on the fold. There's my fold line over here and my grain line. And then I'm not going to lengthen. I'm going to keep this length because I did figure that that is a great length. It's a little bit shorter in the front, this particular blouse, and then longer in the back. And it's got those slits on the side, so it's going to be interesting. And then any markings, so you can see the markings here, the two markings here for that would mean it's the back. And then the one marking here would mean that's for the front. And so let's see, why don't we go ahead and finish. So I've got my bias slit that was already cut out, and then I was finishing up the second bias strip for the neck here, and I could do that part later because I've got that all marked. I just need to trim around that one. And then the last one that I needed to mark would be the sleeve here, and that is, so I went and took the paper, was a little bit wrinkled, so I took it over to the iron and I actually ironed it so that it would be flat. And then you can take things like, oh, I don't know, your rotary cutter, the scissors, because I'm not going to use those for right now. Okay, so I just realized that I had pattern weights, and so I just wanted to show you that it's a lot cleaner cut if I can bring pattern weights into where I want to make this flat so that there's no movement on this fabric, this create a pattern fabric, while I'm tracing around the outside of my size that I want to trace. So I'll take my handy dandy pen and I'll start with the straight lines. I've got my handy dandy ruler here, and I can just go ahead and trace along that straight line to my size there. So there, I've got that line there, and then I can just trace around. So you can kind of get the picture of where I'm going with this. And I just keep going here on this straight line. And then when it comes to the curve line, I can take one of my styling design rulers and bring the ruler right on that curve to be able to draw the line perfectly as I'm going there. And then on the inside curve, I can use one of these guys to help me get around that curve. And when I say one of these guys, I'm referring to the Dritz 24-inch hip curve to be able to have both the inner and the outer, right? But I can actually flip this one around and do the other way. That's true. So I'll flip this one around. And draw right along that line there. Okay, keep going. So if I'm writing like this, it's a little bit awkward, but it's okay because my ruler is perfectly on the line. Just have to shift it a little bit as I'm going around. And here we go. This side. Looking good. Just a matter of being a little bit patient. And there we go, that's my corner. Everything is looking good. I'm going to go back to a straight line along the other side. There. And then I could do my cutting. Oh, I'm not going to do, well, I could, but I'm never going to do a 3/4 inch seam. So I'm not even drawing that line. So if I wanted to one day turn this into a pattern with a 3/4 inch seam, I would draw that line on there. This is my cutting line for the slit. Cutting line for slit right there. My grain line, I'm going to draw that. Then write the words grain line right there. I'm actually going to draw the name of the blouse, so of the pattern, Soul Blossom blouse. This is the sleeve. I want to cut 2 of them, and I want to mark this marking in the front of the sleeve and the 2 markings at the back of the sleeve are right there. Okay, so I have gone ahead and done that, and I take all my weights off of here again now, and I can trim that out. So once I've trimmed out all of the pieces of this garment, which is pretty soon here, I think we can go to the next phase, which will be choosing a fabric, and I'll do the muslin first. So I will actually make my prototype on a muslin to see the sizing, to make sure that I chose the right size. And if I did not, I'll go back to the drawing board and start again and make some adjustments to that pattern. I do have this really cool measuring tape that is used for doing it for yourself. So basically, it's made by Soda Grow, and we do carry some of these in our store. This is the packaging. It's in a little black box here like this, and it's called a self-measuring tape. So you kind of wrap it around yourself and you lock it into the box, and then you can see exactly how wide each measurement of yourself is without you needing a second person to help you. So you can push the button on the inside and it will just tighten to your body, and it's kind of a cool one. Okay, so that's about it for today. I just wanted to show you kind of what the steps are to getting a pattern going and getting it in the right size. And this, I just wanted to show you this too. The pattern weights are a cave facet. We do have these in the store, and they're really cute. These weights, they hold down our our pattern really well as we're tracing here. It's been really great. There are 4 in a package, and those are fun. So next time I was thinking maybe you could put in the comments whether you wanted us to show some of the sewing part of this. Maybe we can do that next time. And I'd love to. That'd be fun. So I could either show you the muslin, or I could show you, I have a couple of different fabrics that I wanted to use for this. And I mean, I could just make so many, but I have to decide, don't I? It's all about decisions. So on that, I wish you all a great week, and we'll see you next time.